Okay, in the second part of the video, I'm going to show you how to use the calculator to solve annuities, whether you're solving for the future value, present value, the number of periods, or the interest rate. Again, we're going to fill in the information we know. It should be one box we don't know. Put our cursor in that and hit enter or solve. So it's the same basic idea as what we just covered, except now we'll also be using that payment box. Okay, so I'm going to use from the chapter 6 slide deck, slide number 20. So I'll pause, go ahead and pause the video so you can dig that up. Chapter 6 slide deck, slide number 20. Okay, so here it says you are the lucky winner of the $300 state lottery. You can take your prize money either as 3 payments of $100 per year, starting 1 year from today at time t equals 1, or as a lump sum payment of $260 today. If the interest rate's 10% per year, which option should you choose? And then what if the interest rate's 5%? Okay, my calculator just timed out there. There it goes. Okay, so same as before when we did the lump sum chapter 5 problems. We're going to fill in all the information we know. There should be one box that we don't know, and so put your cursor in there and hit either enter or solve, depending on your calculator, and it'll do the work for you. Okay, so in this problem, we have we're going to make 3 annual payments. So n is the number of payments, 3. The interest rate in this problem, we're going to start off with a 10% interest rate per year. Remember, we enter the interest rates as the actual percentage, not the decimal equivalent. We're going to calculate, we need to calculate the present value this time. We are going to get payments of $100 each year for 3 years. Okay, so that's the yearly or the annual payment. Future value is not relevant. There's, at the 3-year mark, we don't get any more money other than the $100. We don't pay any more money. We will use the future value, the present value, and the payment when we do bonds later on. For now, future value would be 0. So now I'm just going to go up to the PV box and hit enter. Again, you might hit solve on your calculator. And you can see if the interest rate is 10%, those 3 annual payments that I'm going to get in 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years have a present value today of $248.60, we'll call that 69 cents, same as in the slide deck. So if that were the case, you'd be better off taking the $260 lump sum payment. The slide also asked, what if the interest rate's 5%? Then which option's better? So all I need to do is cursor up to the interest rate, change it to 5, go back down to present value, solve for it again, and you can see now with the 5% interest rate, the present value of those 3 payments is higher. It's $272.33, or I guess 32 cents if you're rounding down to the nearest penny. Either way, $272 is greater than $260. Now you'd be better off taking the annuity if the interest rate's lower at 5%. Okay, so just an example of how to use this to solve for annuities. One nice thing about the calculator or Excel is it can solve for the R of an annuity, which we can't do by hand. It's literally impossible to solve for the R by hand. You can approximate, but approximate is a tedious work. But the calculator solves for it. Actually, the calculator is approximating too, but it does it millions of times faster than a human can. Okay, so to show you this is what interest, we saw that with a 10% interest rate, you're better off taking the $260 lump sum payment today. With a 5% interest rate, you're better off taking the annuity of 3 $100 payments over the next 3 years. What interest rate will make you indifferent between the two? Okay, so now we want to solve for the interest rate. And to do that, we're going to make the present value equal to that lump sum of $260. Okay, so I can enter this as negative $260 and then keep the 3 annual payments at positive $100, or I could put in positive $260 and put the 3 annual payments at negative $100. It doesn't matter. But now I can go up and solve for that interest rate. And then an interest rate of, we'll call it 7.51%, you'd be indifferent between the lump sum payment today of $260 and 3 annual payments of $100. Okay, so that's how you use these financial calculators. One last thing is, like when we go to do, say, mortgage payments or car loan payments and using APRs, you can let this calculator do even more work for you. So let's suppose we're doing a 30-year mortgage. And what's the number of payments N? Well, that's 360, 30 years times 12 payments, 12 monthly payments per year. But you don't have to do it. You can let the calculator do the math. So you can type in 30 times 12, 30 years times 12 payments per year, and then just arrow down, and you can see it's changed that to 360 payments. Same for the interest rate. If you have a APR of 12% compounded monthly, so we're going to take the APR and divide it by 12. Oh, I hit the wrong button. You can take the APR of 12% divided by 12 monthly payments, arrow down, you can see it's changed it to 1% per month. Or if I had an APR of 18.99% with compounded monthly, I can put in 18.99 divided by 12, arrow down, and you can see it automatically does the math there for me to turn that into the monthly interest rate of 1.5825%. All right, so that's it. The calculator is a big help, especially when you're calculating the interest rate of an annuity, but it's a good way to check your answers when you're working through problems as well.